Hello. Hi, Vita. Oh, sorry, you're muted, but Asaf, do you want to unmute people for right now?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, I've unmuted you, or Asaf unmuted you, so. Hi, Laura. You must be Rob. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi. It's nice of you all to do this in advance.
Yeah, well, we saw Carter, it was on Lynn's birthday on March 6th, and you know, it was much easier to do it as embedding it in our website rather than doing a live stream. And this gives everyone a lot more flexibility. You know, if you have to pause, the doorbell rings, you can just stop.
Because it's long.
That's long.
It's long.
Hi, Ellie. Warren.
Hi there.
I haven't seen you in a long time.
Oh, I really miss you all. We're
Yeah.
sitting here in Reno where it was snowing yesterday.
Ah. We know our Warren was a board member before he moved to California.
And thanks for putting the English translation on the video. I think that will be enjoyable.
Yeah, it wasn't so enjoyable for the person who had to put it on, which wasn't me, but I think it makes it. Alexandra.
And Stephen.
And Silky the cat is joining us.
Oh, yes, right. Well, she's a music lover.
I had to ban our cat. Well, her name is Buddha, but she's called Budapest for very good reasons. She tends to yowl during Zoom gatherings, especially when Hoytson has a really important meeting. So.
My strategy is generally to feed them before I have to go in a meeting.
Yeah. Well, that works sometimes. She's sort of finicky though. She eats a little bit and then she goes away. She's 19 and a half, or oh no, she's almost 19. I'm getting ahead of myself. So.
Wow, that's old.
Great to see you, Vita. You may have to wait for a few minutes so people can join. Oh, we have a lot more people. Jennifer. Lisa.
Hi, Jane. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Carter.
Hello, Dryden family.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Carter.
Hello, Carter.
Hey, Carter.
Hello there. It's so great to see so many faces.
Yeah. Someone's watching from outside. How great is that?
That's really wonderful.
It is so nice out today.
I know. I would be out in my garden if it weren't for this. But I'm going to make
the garden's all in favor of.
Where did you? Where's your photo? Where's your?
Bill Sharp made it.
Oh, wow.
Jesus has entered.
Hi, Jane. There you are in Leipzig.
Right, I know. Isn't it wonderful?
Think of it.
William Sharp was Jesus, and now we have the evangelist too. So glad you guys could make it.
Hello.
Hi. So great.
How are
to
you?
Jason.
Great to see you too.
Oh, it's great to see so many familiar faces.
Can I do that?
I just did it.
You have to have that.
Hi, Sigrid and Bruce.
I'm Jane.
Well, it's a lot of work getting everyone on board. And you're doing a great job, or whoever's doing it.
Well, Alice. You can, I think everyone can unmute themselves if you'd like, for now anyway.
So good to see everybody.
Yes,
Good to see
exactly.
you.
Hi, Carter. It's Jean.
Hello, Jean. Oh,
How are
yes,
you?
I saw you. I'm doing good. Thank you. You look beautiful outdoors.
Hi, Judy.
Thank you. I'll give credit to the outdoors.
Hi, Jean.
Hello.
It's Warren.
I'm sorry.
It's Warren Lyons.
Warren Lyons. No. Hello.
You didn't
If I
push
can-
the video on this.
Them all.
There we go. There you go.
And I'm excited to see Rob and Susan from Texas.
Yeah.
Welcome. I see my brother and sister-in-law on board, and an old friend, Cecily Keene, is on board. Hello, Cecily, and Hank Wilson. This is really great fun.
I'll go back over here.
Carter.
Ah,
So sorry. Wow. We're so close.
John, Betty, Jane, and.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wonderful. Hello, Betty Jane, John.
Wait.
Great fun.
Or can you start?
Okay.
Where?
Right there.
Where?
Hey, Carter.
Right there.
Hey, Carter from Baltimore.
Baltimore, Sue Lynn, hello. Oh, it's
Hi,
wonderful.
Ellen.
Mighty.
It's so great to see you. And Norris and Leslie,
How you doing, Carter?
doing good. Wow.
Hi, Eve.
Lisa,
And,
you found
and
me.
Where are we?
new treasurer, Rich DeFord,
Go
is
on us for a
from
second.
the Northern Lights.
Hi. Actually, look.
There she is. I see Eve
We
finally.
should be at the
You have to sort of keep going back and forth. We'll wait a few more minutes for people to join, but I'm
I think
so,
that's what's the whole side.
and Bill and
If we see all of that.
Jason, are you interested in saying a few words at some point?
Lost it again.
A very few words.
Okay. But
I'll
Jason,
say the same. Just a brief. Yeah, I'm happy to say just a brief bit.
but I'll call on you when.
There. There we are, right there.
Good.
But
here.
tell me,
Where are we?
Right there.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Jen.
hi Matomi, it's great to see everyone.
Okay, just leave it.
I think I haven't seen this many people in a year.
I know. It's like, what a piece. Hello, Helene and Dick. Great to see you. Oh, this is exciting.
They probably are in groups or something. I don't know.
Once a couple more people are here, we will go ahead and start. Oh, now we have someone joining us from Chile.
Oh, boy. And Edinburgh.
Edinburgh's here.
Yes, yay.
Shaidi's here now.
Oh, wow.
Kim Leeds.
Here's Hank.
Carolina.
Carolina.
Hey, Hank.
That was great. Put this up a little bit.
Now, did you say we have someone from Chile? Wow. That's great.
Hello,
from-
Carter.
Oh my gosh, and David and Heather from London. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's exciting. Wow.
We have people from 3 continents.
And
today.
there's Carolina from Chile. Hello.
There's Ellie.
We have to get into the picture.
Michael Morrison is here and Ellen Sherry. It's
Nancy
great.
Wilson.
Brian, hello.
Hi there.
Carl Morrison, thank you for coming. Nancy, thank you.
3 pages.
There's 3 pages.
Carolina, but she's not there.
There's Alice.
Hello, Alice. Can you see us? David and Caroline?
Ah,
Jane, I think this is more people than were at the concert last March.
Well, there's Richard Winston.
By
Yes,
20
right
people.
there.
Dick, yeah, he said hello, Dick.
And some people are back for more.
oh, and Celeste Callahan's on board. Hello, Celeste.
I want to bring everybody in together.
And Paul Adam. Hello, Paul from Brooklyn.
Hello, Carter. Good
Yes.
afternoon.
Awesome.
Good to be here.
Great. Oh, how exciting.
Hi, David and Caroline. I just got
Earlier. We're in.
That's the
Who
first
said
page.
that?
Go to the first page. We're on the first page.
Somebody just greeted us. Who was it?
Everybody.
We're on the first page.
I know, I'm just looking at this here.
With Ellie
Oh, hi, Ellie.
Hello.
Yes.
and Caroline.
Yes, yes.
Why don't
Where,
you move over here?
Oh.
Because it's your face.
yeah, that's up there.
Most of us are here, at least
More
people who are
pictures up
planning
there.
are here.
Come on, don't you want to be part of it? You want-
So Asaf, do you want to mute people now and then we'll get started?
Yes, of course.
So what is going to happen, I'm going to say some words at the beginning and then several of the musicians are going to say a few words. And then I'll say a few more words and then Carter will say a few words. And so we hope it'll go pretty quickly and then you can get on to the real event of the day, watching St. John Passion. So.
I have to fix this somehow.
Welcome to Leipzig and happy Bach's 336th birthday. You may think that the St. John Passion is not really a way to celebrate 25 years or anything else, but this was a very special production and made even more special in a way by what happened with the pandemic. So I would like to introduce the little passion that persevered and thank all the people who have made it possible. At the time we performed it on March 13th of last year, which I call the fateful Friday the 13th, it was 2 years in the making. I mean, planning, and now it's 3. So things go on. On January 1st of 2020, there was a flood in Miller Chapel where we normally perform. A pipe burst in the attic, flooding the sanctuary, the balcony, fortunately not the organ. So we had to find new venues for both rehearsals and performances. And fortunately, All Saints Church went out of their way to help us And I have to give a special shout out to the clergy there, to Kevin O'Malia and Sarah Nicholson, because without their commitment to the St. John Passion, it probably wouldn't have happened. Also, I am forever grateful to the musicians that performed in this. Our Scott Metcalf, who directed it, he also directed a St. John Passion that we did in 2003.
Jane.
And
I'm Dick.
and he can't join us today because his father is ill and in the hospital in Vermont, so he went up there this weekend. But he sends his best wishes and hopes you enjoyed the work. We had a dream team of singers. Was just unbelievable. Just hearing them sing the chorales could bring me to tears. We had a wonderful orchestra, and all but 4 musicians, including singers and instrumentalists, had played with us before. So it was really sort of an old home week. And the 4 original members of the group, including Webb Wiggins, Lisa Terry, Mary Hoyt, and myself, we were all part of it. Mary came up from South Carolina. And I'm also grateful to soprano Laura Himes, who stepped in at the last minute when the other soprano, Tess Joachim, woke up on Wednesday morning without a voice at all. And Lori joined us Wednesday night and just blew us away. She sung it many times and it was beautiful. So I'd also like to thank all the people who donated the cost of their tickets back to the Dryden Ensemble last spring, because it made it possible for us to pay the musicians and still be a bit in the black. And it was the beginning of a long period for all the musicians without any work, although we had no idea then how long it would be. I'll also be grateful forever for Eric Schultz and his crew for deciding to make a short documentary about the Dryden Ensemble and planning to film the entire concert so that they could use a few clips from it. I mean, that really saved us, that he was planning to do that anyway. And then he told me at one point, I think it was actually on Thursday, that he would give us the recording if we paid for some of the editing. So also many thanks to John Baker, our recording engineer, who without even asking, and he was 3 steps ahead of me, he showed up at our dress rehearsal to capture anything, you know, the audio. And I hadn't even thought to ask him to come to the dress rehearsal. There were 14 people who showed up for the dress rehearsal. We invited some of the older people in our audience group who really wanted to come, but were leery of coming to a larger concert. There was one man there who was 89, and he had been looking forward to the program since September or October when he bought his ticket. And his son, you know, said, you know, he really wants to attend, but I feel uncomfortable about it. And so I invited him to the dress rehearsal, and he was just beaming through the whole thing and so grateful that he could hear it. And there were 45 brave souls who showed up that Friday night. And it was wonderful for all of us because we had an audience, and not only an audience, but an audience who was really, who really wanted to be there and just were so attentive and appreciative. So I'd also like, we had 2 pre-John Passion events, a panel discussion with Ellen Cherry, Scott Metcalf, and Michael Morrison. And then last week, a lecture by Michael Morrison about the St. John Passion. And those are posted on our website. They're links now, they're archived in case you missed them and are still interested in watching them. Also a shout out to Philip Leon, who encouraged me, who met me at Brick Farm Market one day for coffee and encouraged me to apply for a Presser Foundation special project grant, which we got. Many, many thanks to Judith Scheide for her unwavering generosity. Also we've come to 20, well, now we're almost at 27 years, but there were a few people who made this long period possible. Judith Scheide, her late husband, Bill Scheide, who loved Bach, well, not more than Judy, but almost. And to Barbara Chancellor, who died last year in February at the age of 95, for making the Dryden Ensemble feel like family. She gave us a big gift in 1997, which kept us going for over 10 years and made our first St. John Passion possible in 2003. I would also love to thank our board members, Carter Van Dyke, President, Peggy DeWolf, Secretary, Rich Dufort, who's our new treasurer, Jack Tomlinson, a special shout out to him for being our treasurer for so many years, Charles McGee, and Barbara Taylor. Did I miss anyone? No. Many thanks also to my husband, Hoytson Vanderwall, who greeted many people at the door over the years. And Carter just said, Hoytson's a saint. And I have to agree. In fact, he was canonized by some of my friends when he turned 30. And now he's more than double that age. So he's been a saint for a while. And also my children, Simon and Elsa, who grew up with the Dryden Ensemble and did many things, including stuffing envelopes before we could go on vacation and things like that. Anyway, now I'm going to turn the microphone over to Lisa Terry, who's going to say a few words. And after that, I'll talk about Lynn Reynolds. Well, a few musicians will be speaking, and then I'll speak a bit about Lynn Reynolds, and then Carter will be speaking. Thank you. Lisa Terry. Are you there, Lisa?
She's not loud enough.
All right, can you hear me, Jane?
Yes.
Yay! All right. My professional career as a Baroque cellist and viola da gamba player was launched really due to the fact that Bach was born in 1685 in a way. 36 years ago, for his 300th birthday, there were so many groups wanting to do Baroque music that the gigs filtered down even to me. I was really basically a student still then. Had started working a little bit with my friends in chamber groups, but that was the year, 1985, 86, 87, when suddenly I started getting a lot of this kind of oratorial work by Bach and Handel. And Jane and I met each other and played in many messiahs and passions in those years, and she invited me to join her Baroque group in 1989. And then I stayed on when we switched and became the Dryden Ensemble. And I've been playing with Jane ever since. And it has been incredibly enriching. She hires the best people, the nicest people. And the audiences are really, really the best audiences I ever get to perform for. I love you all. And the passions of Bach and Messiah of Handel have always framed my career and my year. And so it's been strange to have such an empty year, but wonderful to spend this day with you listening to this masterpiece.
Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, our nickname, the musicians' nickname for the group used to be the Nice People's Baroque Ensemble, but it slowly became the Nice People's Ensemble because our audience members were so nice and so lovely that somehow we attracted them and they stuck with us. So thank you all for sticking with us through all these years. Now Mary Hoyt is going to speak. Mary was also one of the original members of the group. Mary there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just wanted to say thank you to Jane. You had the vision to do this, and I remember talking with you about it, and I looked forward to it for 2 years. And you also had the vision to create music in your town, and you've created this whole community that loves Dryden, and we just thank you so much, Jane. And for me, it was just blissful to play the St. John with all of you again. And I just can't thank you enough.
Okay. Now Nancy Wilson would like to say a few words. Nancy, are you there?
Yeah, so I moved to the Princeton area in 1990, and shortly after that, I had the opportunity to play with the Dryden Ensemble, and I'll never forget playing an aria from Cantata 97 with Bill Scheid in the front row, muttering, "Too fast, too fast." But it was the beginning of a journey for the Dryden Ensemble, and for me as well. I'm so grateful to the ensemble for their faithful presentation and devotion to Bach cantatas over the years. It's enriched our entire community. So I thank you for that, Jane.
Thank you, Nancy. The first time I met Bill Scheid I was giving a recital with a soprano, and there were a few Bach arias on the program. And he came up to me afterward the concert and he said, "Do you know, I own the original oboe part for that cantata, for that aria, and it does say molto adagio. Wasn't that a little quick for molto adagio?" Anyway, but it was wonderful to talk to him about Bach because he had programmed so many arias for the Bach aria group, and he knew the ranges of all the pieces. And sometimes after a concert, he'd come up to one of the singers and say, "You know, your voice would be perfect for these Bach arias." And then he would rattle off the numbers of the aria, you know, the cantatas they were from. Brian Chu, who was pilot in our St. John Passion, is going to say a few words now.
Hi, thank you, Jane. I just want to say that I was, for me, being able to do the St. John Passion at this time with Jane and the Dryden Ensemble was like coming full circle for me, because my first encounter with the Dryden Ensemble was as a grad student, thanks to Webb Wiggins, who was my mentor in the early music department at Peabody Conservatory, who recommended me, and I was still very wet behind the ears. I really hadn't ever done full-fledged Bach cantatas with an period ensemble, and he just brought me in on, you know, just believing in me. And Jane and Lisa and Mary and all these people were just so welcoming that I got to do this very intimate Bach cantatas with this group, and I was blown away because I wasn't part of this intimate circle of friends and people who clearly just lived for Bach and loved Bach. And for me, that was so seminal in terms of how later that snowballed into a career in early music. And I think I can speak probably for most of the musicians here, saying that particular week that we put this project together was quite a roller coaster for all of us. Just knowing what was happening in our country and watching the pandemic take hold of a lot of performing organizations and shutter them, and the decisions that the board had to make, the decisions that Jane had to make, the decisions that all the players had to make about their comfort level with keeping on and continuing to do this, so that we could, show something for all our efforts. And I think was so powerful for me in terms of what music making is all about, and the chamber intimacy that I can't find in any other kind of group that I've been associated with. And so, and just the things that we all went through, trying to figure out where our careers might be at the end of that week, that poignant week. I think for that reason, that this particular project will remain very much a special memory for all of us at a crucial point in our career. I also wanted to just say that it was also a great joy for me to finally get to sing with one of my great role models, Bill Sharp, who sang Jesus, and to sing along with him one on a part was just incredible joy for me. So, and I'm just so grateful that Dryden brought me back after 20 years to celebrate.
We should have brought you back much sooner.
Thank you so much, Jane.
Daniel or Jason or Bill, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I'd say, Brian, I worship you. and I say, "Aw, pshaw," right? I'm not alone in being so grateful that this was the concert, which I imagine for many of us was the last concert for the past year. For me, it actually, with the exception of one about a month ago. And it couldn't have been more perfect, but, not only because St. John Passion is, if you're going to go onto the desert, into the COVID desert island, that's the piece that is good to take with you in your heart. And not to mention to have been together with the Nice People's Ensemble, is another appropriate thing. But also for me, personally, the St. John Passion was the very first
What are these things here?
professional engagement that I had. And that was I believe it was in 1974. And who's counting? But I think that's pushing a half a century ago that I've been living with this piece. And it's wonderful how this performance came together in really a very magical way. I think partially because of the fact that we felt that we were going into hibernation, and the chemistry was beautiful. And the memories that we have of our music making that week will always be with us. And now that we are, yes, about to come out of our cocoons, it's a wonderful memory that we'll always have. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, everybody.
Bill. Jason?
I'll just say very briefly, to echo a lot of the comments that everyone else has made about how important this performance was for us because of the time, what was going on at the time. I was getting, multiple calls a day about canceling this gig and that gig. I basically that week or the next week saw almost everything in my calendar cancel for 6 months, which is terrifying as a freelance performer. And having this work to kind of retreat into, away from that fear, away from all the scary things that were going on then. And also to reiterate the Nice People Ensemble point, which is, I think, a really, really true one for those of you who aren't familiar with the musicians that regularly work with Dryden. Jane doesn't get mean people. So not only are they extremely talented and extremely expressive and skillful performers, but they're lovely people. And in this particular instance, I happen to be blessed enough to have a handful of people in this performance that I would consider dear friends, not just lovely colleagues, but people who I would call if I were in distress anytime, and they were right there with me every day. And that was an incredible comfort at what was a terrible time. I know the performance is going to start soon, and I'll let Bach and our performance speak for itself. But it was a great pleasure to get to participate in this with amazing people. And because Bill Sharp is always so self-deprecating, I will say I also have dear connections to Bill. And Bill was my oratorio teacher in graduate school. And the first time I got to perform with him was an incredible honor. And this time was also my first evangelist with him as Jesus was an incredible honor for me. I know he is an amazing performer, and I'm always glad to make music with him and glad to see him well and excited about coming out of the cocoon. So I'll leave it at that, and everyone, I hope, enjoys the performance.
Hear, hear.
Thank you, Alice. Any other musicians want to say anything? Daniel or Webb or anyone else?
Alice, I think I know the aria you're talking. No, sorry. It was Alice Wilson, right? Who said, I know that Nancy Wilson, the aria I know the aria you're talking about. And yes, there's a wonderful recording from the Bach aria group. And I think it lasts about 11 minutes, but it's divine.
Bill has played it for me. Yes. It is divine.
It's divine. It's also slow.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's okay.
So at this point, I'm going to move on to our tribute to Lynn Reynolds, who's the wife of Carter Van Dyke, our board president. And I met Lynn in 1995, 96, which was the first season we did in Doylestown. And I asked for volunteers and she signed up, and not knowing that I was going to ask her to bring cookies. And Lynn was an amazing cook, especially with vegetables and salads and anything else, but baking was not something she loved doing, but she baked the cookies anyway. Anyway, over time, she offered to do the design on our programs and helped, she was the muse for many of our menus for our benefits and garden parties. And she and I would have so much fun just sort of brainstorming about the menus for our different events. I called her the Queen of Salads because she would just come up with these amazing combinations and then a dressing that brought out every ingredient in the salad, but she never wrote it down, which is really sad now. She came to our house once and was very apologetic. She brought the salad and she said, "It's not my own creation. It's from the New York Times." And my daughter Elsa and I said, "Yes, we can try to recreate it." So she died on February 18th after a long battle of cancer. And I have to say, I woke up that morning at 5 o'clock, which is much earlier than I usually wake up. And the piece that was going through my head was Es ist vollbracht, which you'll hear in the performance sung by Kristen Dubenian-Smith and played by Lisa Terry. And then in the afternoon or early afternoon, she died in the morning, but in the early afternoon, the piece that was going through my head was Bill Sharp singing Betrachte with the violas d'amore and lute. And then I got a message from Carter that she had died that morning. And so I feel like it's all wrapped up. I mean, I was doing the final, not making the final edits, but making the final suggestions for the video edits the week that she was declining so quickly and died. And so somehow she'll always be tied up in this piece. But I'm going to let Carter speak now about Lynn. So Carter.
I feel a little bit like we're at the Oscars because we're running out of time. But
Well, you can start it whenever you like. So.
But first of all, I want to say, the fact that we're doing Zoom right now is actually a blessing because, as you said, Jane, we have, people participating from 3 continents simultaneously. So that alone is a blessing, but also many family and friends. I want to thank you all for participating. And I think that I really wanted to share with you something that I think is really, really special. And it also meant so much to Lynn. And, I have to say, being sort of, Lynn got me involved as on the board after she started volunteering with Jane. And, I'm kind of amazed with her enthusiasm because, I come from a rhythm and blues band, having played the drums, that I knew nothing about Baroque music. And then Lynn, who had actually started on the board with Jane, had to step down because we couldn't have two family members on the board, but she did more work than any other board member. And it was so exciting to see their enthusiasm working with Jane. The two of them were like twin sisters. But when there was fundraising events, Lynn and Jane would get so enthusiastic, and we'd go to bed with there'd be cookbooks all over the bed. There were too many to put on the floor, as she was researching for everyone. So she really loved the Dryden. We both loved the Dryden, of course. And this is, I think, a wonderful tribute. And I'm so glad to see so many faces, from all these continents participating today in something that's really going to be special. Thank you all.
Oh, we have a little, Daniel Swenberg is in the place he calls crap Wi-Fi zone, but he sent a message. He loves playing with the Nice People's Ensemble. So anyway, he's in North Carolina, and he's in an area where they would have to put in, I think, 5 miles of cable or something to get a stronger internet connection. Of course, it's very sparsely populated there, so there's no reason for anyone to do it. Anyway, I won't go on about that, but thank you all so much for coming. Thank you all who have contributed so generously in honor of Lynn. I'm sure it means a lot to Carter. It means a lot to me. When she took over doing the programs, my husband Hoytson was so excited because I used to sometimes finish the program notes at midnight on the day before the concert, and he would then take it to work and print it out and then go to Kinko's. So now you know why he's a saint. Anyway, so all you have to do is go to the link that I sent in the email and start whenever you like. But
So
thank
can
all.
I just say, Carter, thank you so much for all your years of your strong support and your wonderful ideas from you and Lynn. It's been really fantastic. And we're looking to many years being good friends.
And oh, Webb Wiggins, do you want to say something?
Say hi. Hi, bye, enjoy.
So,
I'm not one of the, by the way, I'm the one who's not the nice person in the group.
Oh,
I'm the.
May I say something?
Sure.
Yes.
But we love you anyway.
So let's let Carlina. Carlina is one of the exchange student daughters that Lynn and Carter had over the years.
Yes, hello everybody. I just wanted to thank you, Jane, for your words, and also to everybody who's here for such a wonderful tribute to Mom. Right now I'm in Chile, very far away because of the circumstances of COVID. I couldn't go for my mom's death. I couldn't be with Dad there, but I'm gonna go soon, pretty soon. And thank you for this tribute. I'm very grateful to all of you. And that's it, just thank you.
So Lynn's favorite joke about Carter's cooking used to be, Carter doesn't know what a saucepan is, but he's learning to cook. So there's hope for all of us.
Not for me. Sorry, not for me.
Well, I'm surrounded by 600 cookbooks, and more spices than I've ever seen, that I ever knew that we had. So I don't have much of a choice.
All right, so off to the video now. Enjoy it. And if you want to send a reaction, you can always send an email. So thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Jane.
Love you all.
Bye. Thank you, Jane. Bye.